Now, it's a good point. It may seem a little academic, but there was really only one correct interpretation for each passage of Scripture.
Okay.
Now, this is important. What this means is not, well, it might mean this, and it could mean that, and probably does include this. That's not how you interpret. You must very wisely determine with the skill of interpretation. It's like a science. You go through the process to determine this is what it means, as best I'm able to understand it. Now, I don't say it dogmatically like that'll never be changed or improved, but as best I can see right now, that's what it means. However, what has this narrow interpretation has a very broad base of application. It says one thing to this mother whose child just ran away, or this lady who just had an abortion and is dying with the guilt of that, or this pastor who's burnt out. That's a different application entirely from the other two. And then how about to the teenager?
Right.
In the, in the middle of those growing up years where he's getting information from all around. What does it say to that person? And the benefit of thinking through that is people began to realize it's talking to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a great day in our lives when we were able to say, this is for me. And that, of course, is a main thrust of our Insight for Living ministries. Outreach, and that is to help people realize that time spent in the Scriptures is worth every minute. But there's a life beyond time in the Scriptures, and that's when we do the work of good parenting or kindness to a neighbor, or forgiving someone who's offended us, or maybe exhorting someone who's out of line and we know him real well, and so we feel that it's appropriate that we confront something privately and tactfully, but directly. All of that ties in with the world in which we live. When people realize that this great book fits their lives that neatly, like a tailor-made suit, they need little convincing that it's a book for our day. Thank you for visiting with me today on this wonderful subject. I've loved it.
I think people will have a lot to learn, or a lot of benefit that they can get from taking a look at searching the Scriptures and getting help. And I think the analogy of cooking, I mean,
yes,
there are people who are very good cooks, but most people can make something.
Yeah.
And that's really the truth of the Scripture, is that as we begin to learn, we can begin that process of understanding and ultimately applying and living out.
Right. And give yourself a break. You won't be real skilled at it as you start.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. I say to people, 15 minutes spent in at least a little time in prayer and the beginning of this kind of method will pay dividends later in ways you can't imagine. Yeah. You're putting down the roots. You're getting started. So we start slowly, we start small, and we begin to build a base for it. And you can do it.
Yeah.
It's doable.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. It's not for a special few. It's for all of us who really love the Lord.